Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about selling my collection, or my 4K collection in particular. So a lot of you know I am downsizing, or I am starting to really take account of what am I actually watching, how often am I watching it, and do I need to have a collection this big just to show off on YouTube and say, look at how great my background is, you know? I know some people are probably going to clip that up and put it on Reddit. I don't care. But, you know, some of this is kind of like, why do I have certain things like Jupiter Ascending? What is Jupiter Ascending? I have never watched that, and I probably never will watch it. So why is it in my collection? I bet I probably got this for like 10 bucks or something when JB were having a sale. And there's a lot of this bloat in my collection where I'm just kind of like, you know, I might keep Independence Day, but I might sell its sequel because the sequel, I've never watched the sequel. I don't care to watch the sequel. If they were going to do a sequel, they should have had Will Smith back. And that's just me. They should have just paid his fee and got Will Smith. Now, in all fairness, I know Jeff Goldblum's in that sequel. But, you know, there is a lot of things where I'm like, why do I need, as much as I do in this collection, why do I need to have the Matrix Resurrections when my favorite movie is, or one of my favorite movies is The Matrix? I mean, I can have Reloaded and Revolutions, I can have those, but I mean, even those are kind of like, do you need to have those? They're cool little additions to The Matrix, but do I need them? And this is a question I'm asking, like, there is a lot of things coming back out on 4K, like Jurassic Park, where honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to keep the Jurassic Park collection. I've said in a couple of videos now, and I'm going to find it off camera. Let me just go off camera for here for a second, if I remember where I actually put it. And I'm going to show you something real cool about this. So yes, I have Jurassic Park on 4K. I have Jurassic Park on 4K. The versions I'm watching are not the 4K versions. I'm going back watching these DTS versions because the sound is phenomenal. And yes, the resolution could be better. Yes, it can always be better with resolution. People love the image. I know people love the image. But for me, sound is as important as the image itself. And this is the version with that DTS sound. There it is, that DTS sound. And this one has it as well, the Lost World. Like, they both have DTS. Now, they're not as prominent as the Laserdisc in that audio space. But for me, they are the proper definitive sound versions, or one of the definitive sound versions in an accessible way. Not the Laserdiscs where you have to have the big players and all that. Now, I did have a Laserdisc player that I sold long ago as well. I had a Laserdisc collection and I had all this stuff, but the Laserdiscs were just too hard to maintain. Some were like getting old. I didn't want to have to worry about, is it going to rot? Isn't it going to rot? They were still in good condition. So I was like, offload them now, get rid of them before they do rot. And some people will say, you made the wrong decision. What are you doing? But for me, these right here, these Jurassic Parks are the definitive versions. I've said the same thing recently in a Star Wars video about the prequel trilogy as well. And also the original trilogy as well. I don't have them out right now. But, you know, these, for me, are an experience. And the DVD versions, honestly, feel like a more complete version than the 4K. I mean, Puppet Yoda's in this one, you know, the original Yoda puppet. Whereas the 4K that I sold recently, they didn't have Puppet Yoda in there. You know, they got rid of that. They changed it with CGI. And it seems like so many things when they get to 4K have this issue where they are upgraded, endlessly upgraded, don't need an upgrade but still do it. And there is a part of me that's just like, okay, well, that kind of rules it. A good example of this is when Lord of the Rings fans have called out that Peter Jackson put a haze or something over flashback scenes to more separate it from the overall arc of like Fellowship or whatever else. Now, I don't really care, but also I probably will go back and just buy the Lord of the Rings on, like, whatever. I'll just go back and buy Lord of the Rings on the definitive versions or whatever, DVD. I just feel like so many things when it comes to 4K might not actually be worth having in the collection, honestly. Like, I'm not going to run out, I don't think I'm going to run out and sell my MCU collection. I love my MCU collection, and I love my DC collection, but I haven't went out and bought Superman yet. I probably need to buy Superman. I probably really do need to buy Superman. But there's so much in here, like Battle Royale I'll keep. I love Battle Royale. Let's tilt that up. So you can see Battle Royale right there. One of my favorite TV shows, up here, 24. I'm not going to sell 24. But then there's stuff in here like, why do I have Band of Brothers? Why do I have, I mean, Deadwood I really need to watch. I really do need to watch Deadwood. I've been meaning to watch that for a long time. Bulwark Empire I started watching back in the day, but I never completed it. So I probably should watch Bulwark Empire. The Wire I've got here because I need to watch The Wire. Like everyone says, The Wire's so good, I need to watch The Wire. Why do I have Entourage? Like, I never watched Entourage back in the day. I never watched it. Why do I have Entourage? Really? I mean, seriously, why do I have Entourage? I just bought it probably because it was cheap. This is the bloat I'm talking about in my collection. There is stuff in here, like The Last House on the Left. I think I bought this one under the understanding that it was the original, and I think this one wasn't the original. So I've got this remake version of it now, and I'm sure it's great, but that's why it's not open. I thought I was getting the original Wes Craven version, and I don't think the original Wes Craven version's in here. Disc 1 has something in it, but no, this is not the Wes Craven version. Produced by Wes, though. I mean, I guess that's close enough. But there's so much in my collection where I'm just like, why do I have it? Like, another good example of this, let's tilt that up, Bruce Lee up here, the Bruce Lee box set, 4K. I have not opened it because, yes, it's collectors, and yes, I'm a collector. I love having that. Don't worry, I love it. But there is the overall question of, well, why do I buy it if I'm not going to watch it? Now, the question with that is that, oh, I know that's money there. I know I can sell that. It can be resold. I can do whatever. I can pawn it off. I can eat dinner off it if I need to open it and have a plate. I don't know. That's going to rub some of you the wrong way. But you know what I'm saying? There is a lot of bloat in this collection. The Disney collection over here, why do I have the Disney Classics collection, this big box set that I'm sure collectors will pay a good penny to have? Why do I care about it? Why do I want it? I'm not watching Disney movies. I have the Pixar collection over here, outside of everything up to Finding Nemo. Like, I was too old for the movies after Finding Nemo, and I think I watched The Incredibles. I might have continued with some of the Toy Story movies, but I'm not watching Pixar. So honestly, let's tilt this around, or pan this around. Let's get that light looking better because it looks atrocious at the moment. So this Pixar collection over here, I don't know if you can actually see it without that light. That's hot. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's just put that there. Right there. So this Pixar collection, now I look like Vincent Price. But this Pixar collection, honestly, I'm not really watching Pixar. I'm not even really watching Disney. And also, I bought the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and I've heard this version is actually worse than the Blu-rays. So why am I keeping it? This is the big question I'm being asking myself, and this is the big question about my collection, about what is good enough versus what do I actually need to upgrade, downgrade, or whatever. There is so much in boxes over here in my Blu-ray collection and that I've been doing. I've been pouring down boxes and doing them like that, because I can fit about massive amounts of DVDs and Blu-rays in those boxes and be good enough. Like, honestly, I don't really need the 4Ks, honestly. I've been trying to justify the 4Ks because I have the YouTube channel. I've wanted to sell them for a while because, you know, the YouTube channel, you kind of have to compete. You need to have a compelling background. And there's part of me that's just like, okay, great. It's one of the best backgrounds on YouTube. You got to admit, it's kind of a cool background to have in the videos. But for me, I'm kind of at that point now where I'm kind of like, okay, let's say I had to sell everything else. What are the 100 movies that I would need to keep? Obviously, Titanic over here, one of my favorite movies. Jaws somewhere down here. Jaws is down here. Like, I would want to keep Jaws. I would want to keep Freddy Krueger, you know. The Godfather I would want to keep. There are stuff in here that I want to keep. Maybe Duel. I might even keep Duel, but I might even sell Duel. Like, I don't know how much I'm really watching Duel by Steven Spielberg, one of his best early movies. But really, do I need it? Do I need to have that in the collection, or is that something that is just kind of like, meh? Why do I have the remake of The Crow, for example? I'm not going to watch that. The Brandon Lee version is the one to watch for me. That is the version I'm nostalgic for. I mean, yes, it's good to have another Crow, but I'm along the same line as the guy from the original where he said, no, Brandon Lee is the Crow. Like, yeah, they made it with a new Crow, but there is only one Crow. Like, the Crow is Brandon Lee. And there's so much in this collection where I'm just kind of like, do I need to have as much as I do? Or is downsizing the smart way to go? Selling is also good. Selling is also good because you get some of that money back. It's not complete one-to-one, like you're going to get everything back that you put into it. But for me, it's just kind of like, okay, I'm not really going to watch the Halloween franchise. I think it's been pretty clear now. I've been saying for years, I got to go and watch Halloween. Got to go watch Halloween. Realistically, outside of the first Halloween, I don't really care. And I know that's going to rub some of you the wrong way. Horror fans are going to be like, what? You don't like Halloween? What are you? What sort of horror collector are you? I like the original. It's alright. It's not something I'm full on nostalgic for because I wasn't raised on it. And yes, I know of Michael Myers. I've seen it many times. But there's no continuity of me wanting to go through and watch the whole franchise again. It's the same way with Nightmare on Elm Street. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I absolutely love Freddy Krueger. And I did grow up on the other movies as well. But I don't really need to upgrade to the box set that has all the movies in there. Now, if I seen it's cheap enough and it was like, I don't know, $80 or something at JB on a sale, I might go and buy it just on the off chance of, oh, you know, I might as well upgrade because I get all the movies, I guess. But honestly, the first one is the one I'm nostalgic for, and also Dream Warriors. I absolutely love Dream Warriors. It's a very hot day in here, by the way, so that's why there's a lot of sweat on me right now. Very sweaty YouTube channel right here. The sweat is just coming. That's gonna sound awful. But there's so much in here, like Studio Ghibli. Why do I have Studio Ghibli or Hayao Miyazaki? I know some of you are going to be like, how could you butcher his name? But I'm not watching Ghibli. I mean, outside of Spirited Away and Totoro and movies like that, I'm not really watching the full catalogue of Ghibli. It's like Disney, outside of like Toy Story or Pixar. Outside of like Toy Story and that, I'm not really watching Pixar, you know? So a lot of this is bloat, and this is the bloat of the collection. This is what I talk about when I talk about this bloat, and I'm selling some of the bloat. There are movies in here that I don't intend to watch. Like, there are movies that I don't care to watch. There are movies in here like the Kong franchise. I mean, yeah, it's got Kong Skull Island, and I'm sure it looks great on a 4K TV, but I'm not really going to watch it. I mean, the Jack Black version is probably as far as I'll go with King Kong, and then everything else I'll just go backwards. I mean, the Jack Black version I'm kind of half nostalgic for, but, I mean, when I look at the Westerns, I'm probably going to keep most of my Westerns because I'm a big fan of my Westerns. Let me turn that around. I know you guys are getting sick of me turning this camera around and it's probably jarring some of you. But I'm going to keep the Dollars Trilogy. I am not selling my Dollars Trilogy. I don't care how much. I'm not selling the Dollars Trilogy. My Clint Eastwood movies, like I am big on Clint Eastwood movies, so I probably won't sell any Clint Eastwood movies. I mean, I've got Rio Bravo, The Searchers, Soldier Blue. I don't even know what Soldier Blue is. Like, that's still sealed, so have I even watched that? Do I even care to have that? What is Soldier Blue? I know some of you are going to be like, oh, Donald Pleasant's in it, I guess. I mean, it's a Western, I guess, but I'm not watching it. I mean, when I watch a Western, I'm more likely to grab something like The Searchers than I am this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more likely to watch Rio Bravo than I am to watch Soldier Blue. I'm more likely to watch Pale Rider instead of, you know, I need to watch Young Guns. I might keep Young Guns, though. But this is the thing, I'm trying to justify, like, if I had to get this down to 200, I've probably got over 1,000 4Ks right now. If I had to get this down to 200, or the 200 best movies that I want on 4K in my collection, what might I keep? I'll probably keep Titanic, I'll probably keep Jaws, A Nightmare on Elm Street, I'll probably keep the MCU collection, or my Marvel collection, I'll call it overall, because I got Blade down the end, and I'm not getting rid of Blade. I'm not getting rid of Blade, I'm not getting rid of the Punisher, I'm not getting rid of Spider-Man. I hear they might come out with Spider-Man again, though. They might remaster it because this is an early 4K. So they might re-release the Spider-Man on 4K. But this is the whole thing. Why do I have Madam Web? Like, do I need Madam Web on Steelbook because it's such a great movie? And this is the questions I'm asking. Like, over in the corner here, and I'm going to keep jarring this camera. I know it's going to be jarring to a lot of you. Like, I've got over here the Arrowverse. Why do I keep the Arrowverse? Very spooky. Very, very spooky. But you know what I'm saying? Why do I keep the Arrowverse? And even here, I've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't really care for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Why do I have it? I just bought it because it's there. And I went to the Eras Tour, if you didn't know. But you know what I'm saying? There's so much here that's just bloat. And when I look at my collection, I want it to be a reflection and a curation now. I'm looking at it as a curation. And I know some of you are going to say, well, why did you go out and buy it? Well, honestly, a lot of us collectors get into this mindset of like overbuying because there's a good sale, there's a new title, and you're competing against YouTube. Especially when you're a YouTuber, you're competing. And you're trying to have a bigger collection. You're not just competing against the YouTubers, you're competing against the streamers. You're trying to have a bigger catalog than Netflix. You're trying to have a bigger, more vast catalog than Amazon, or a bigger, vast catalog than Paramount Plus. There is so much here, especially in the TV section, where I'm just kind of like, okay, I have it. I guess if I want to watch Downton Abbey, I got it. I've got Downton Abbey. I'm never going to watch it, but I've got it, I guess. But outside of like, you know, Narcos and Breaking Bad, and I really need to watch Mad Men. I got to watch Mad Men. It's over there in the TV section. I'll try to tilt this around so you can see it. It's just going to be past the little light over here. And there's my thing. There's all the TV section. I've got so much TV down here that I'm just like, what do I need all this TV for? I don't really care for, where's my handy? Downton Abbey. I don't really care for that. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much in my collection that you come right back here. You come right back around here, you guys. Come right back around here. There's so much bloat in this collection that I'm just kind of like, is DVD or Blu-ray good enough? And honestly, that even brings me to Dawn of the Dead. I thought for the longest time I was going to keep Dawn of the Dead, and I might even sell it now. because I was watching the DVD, Blu-ray version, and I was just like, oh, I'm kind of okay with the Blu-ray version. And I know some of you are like, resolution, you're turning down resolution if you do that. And yes, I might keep the 4K. I'm not saying I'm going to sell it right now. I might keep it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that it can be sold is a new enlightenment to me. It's like, do I need to have the collector's edition, or is Blu-ray good enough? Why do I have Zombie when Zombie is in here? Dawn of the Dead. That's Dario Argento's cut of it, and that's the Italian release. That's Midnight Factory. That's a Midnight Factory release. That'll get a good chunk of change. I'm sure that'll get a good chunk of change if I ever sold it. And this has different versions. This is kind of like that. This is kind of like the big one over here. But there's also that whole thing of like, how much do I actually need here? I'll probably keep Child's Play down the end. Probably keep that. But yeah, this is going to be downsizing, like seriously downsizing my collection. Because honestly, putting Blu-rays in the boxes, I wasn't going to get much for Blu-rays anyways. 4K is kind of still the new format. People are collecting 4Ks. So I might as well just sell them. If I don't want them, I'm better off selling them to another collector who will appreciate them in their collection, rather than taking them down, folding them down, and putting them in boxes like Blu-rays that would only get 50 cents anyways. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at seriously downsizing. Now, in the case of the Blu-rays over there, if you can see them right there, in the case of Blu-rays like Romance and that, I was going to get like 50 cents per trade-in if I traded them in or tried to sell them or whatever. It makes sense to put them in a box. And let me show you what one of those boxes look like, because it's going to be kind of cool. So the idea is that I'm eventually going to log all these in an Excel spreadsheet and then make it a searchable Excel spreadsheet, like an old library collection. And, you know, I've got all Romance in here. It's not like I'm losing anything other than the plastic covers. And for me, this box probably fills up about like from here all the way over here and some of this. Like, this is a lot in here, maybe 100 of them, maybe even more than 100, maybe 150. I don't know. But yeah, I went for 17 minutes and I just hit that tripod. I'm just ranting at this point. But this is the dilemma we get into of the bloat of the collection. I'm selling my collection. I'm selling a lot of it. And I'm downsizing because I just don't care. I don't need all of it. You guys are here because you want to hear me talk about collecting. You guys don't want me to have the biggest collection possible, you know? It doesn't really matter if I have 100, because what I can do is if I have 100, it's more optimized. It's like, why do you have those 100 movies? And I can talk through my mentality of like, well, I'm keeping Titanic because Titanic is one of my favorites and this is why. And, you know, obviously I got something that I haven't showed on camera yet. I found this at a Vinnie's out west, but this was kind of a cool thing. It's like a Lego Titanic. I got that recently at a Vinnie's out west somewhere, Mount Druitt. And this was kind of cool. I saw this and I was like, I have to buy this. I don't know who made it, but I have to buy it. Like, look at how cool this thing is. That is so cool. I kind of want to put a light on it, but yeah, look at how cool that is. That's so cool. I mean, it's got the iceberg on there, but if I didn't want the iceberg, I could take that off, but I don't want to break it. So yeah, very good. But, you know, let me know what you think, guys. Jump in the comments, say what you need to say. If anyone's idiots in the comments, I'll block you, but I don't know, have some fun in the comments. Have an argument about what I'm doing with my collection. I don't know. Jump down there, have fun. I don't know. Comment stuff. Tell me what your favorites are. Do you collect your favorites? I mean, what's some 4Ks you've sold? Tell me. Tell me why you sold some of your collection. Tell me why you don't need, you go out and collect some stuff. Whatever you think you need to discuss it down in the comments. Let me know. I'll be reading those comments. And I might even jump in and comment to some of you. Has this become awkward yet? Or should I sign off? I'm going to sign off. Go watch this video. I'll put something as an end screen. Go watch this. Go watch something. Go watch all my videos. Like them. See ya.